Hey, what's going on, my friend? CJ Curry here. We're talking prize picks once again. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button for me. We're on our way to 23,000 subs. I appreciate all the love and support. And let's set today's like goal at 199.5 likes. You guys blew 149.5 likes out of the water in the last video. Let's see if we can clear 200 plus likes in this video. We're on an 11-1 run over our last 5 videos. The last video I think went 1-1. Mikal Bridges hit. Rudy Gobert did not. He had a very good game. So we're going to see if we can build on that 11-1 run and kind of keep the flames burning hot here. So if you're not playing on PrizePicks, great time to join up. It's still a 100% instant deposit match the first time that you drop any money into your PrizePicks account and you use code Curry or the special link that I've left down in the description for you. They're going to match you dollar for dollar, making your first deposit on PrizePicks completely risk-free and on the house. So join PrizePicks. It's daily fantasy made easy. I got 3 picks for you today. We're talking Franz Wagner, Kobe White, and Chet Holmgren. So let's dive into it. Obviously, big Orlando Magic fan right here. Franz Wagner over the last couple of games hasn't been playing his best basketball, but this is the type of matchup where Franz Boogie can get back on track, and that's what we're hoping for here. 21.5 points and assists is the line that we're looking at. If we head over here to my favorite PrizePicks tool, which is the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Guys, this tool is a game changer, okay? This is almost a must-have in your PrizePicks arsenal. This is going to put you on the PrizePicks value. Before the lines get bumped up, bumped down, or completely taken down from the PrizePicks board, you're going to find it right here on this tool. Take it for a test drive, 25% off your first month when you use code Curry. So check out the link down in the description. But the top optimal play right now is Franz Wagner, over 21.5 points and assists, about a 55% chance to hit, which means there's still a 45% chance that he won't hit. So bet accordingly, bet responsibly. I usually put about 1% on every entry, every bet, every slip, every ticket, whatever you want to call it. 1% of my entire bankroll per slip per entry, okay? So that's a good rule of thumb to kind of stick to. But if you look at where he's at on FanDuel, FanDuel's already got him up at 23.5 points and assists. That's 2 points and assists different than where PrizePicks has him. So you want to talk about capturing some early morning value? Boom. We've got it right here in spades. So if the lines makers at FanDuel think that Franz Wagner is going to land on 23 to 24 points and assists, then we definitely want to take the over at 21.5 because that line is just way too low. So we'll flip over here to props.cash. Props.cash making your player prop research all too easy by providing these lovely green and red bar graphs here. 63% of the games in which Franz Wagner has appeared, he has gone over, averaging 24.3 points and assists per game. You can see the Washington Wizards defense, terrible, ranked 30th in points allowed, 30th in assists allowed, so it doesn't get any better in terms of a points and assists matchup than Franz Wagner versus the Washington Wizards. And when we look at the head-to-head this season, my guy is 3 for 3 against Washington. He simply owns the Wizards, dropping 34, 39, and 37 points and assists against the Wiz in 3 head-to-heads this season. So let's hope tonight is more of the same and he continues to dominate the Washington Wizards. Swinging it on over here to get you a couple of projections. I know you guys like the projections, and I'm going to keep showing you where he's projected and where these guys are projected in each and every video. So 23.6 projected points and assists. This is RotoWire, a fantastic new dashboard and redesign by the folks over at RotoWire. I got a 2-day all access free pass waiting for you down in the description. No credit card required. Take the dashboard that you see here for a spin. But yes, Franz Wagner's projection, 23.6 points and assists. We love to see that. That's more than 2 points and assists higher than his line currently sits at PrizePicks. I'm going to show you one more projection. This one's going to be presented by Fantasy Labs. Type in Franz Wagner's name there, 25.2 points and assists, gang. What's there not to love? Yeah, he's been a little cold lately, but the projection models are loving him to get back on track, and hopefully he does exactly that. So for me, Franz Wagner, going to be a more option, and he's definitely, absolutely going to get bumped up from 21.5 points and assists before you know it. Moving on to the second pick, it's Coby White of the Chicago Bulls. He's at 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's coming off of a big game in his last game, but those big games have kind of been less frequent. They've happened less often recently for Coby White. You've got Ayo Dosunmu healthy and in the backcourt. Caruso's expected to play. DeMar DeRozan's there. And of course, Nikola Vucevic is still a dominant presence for the Chicago Bulls. And so Coby White's kind of been one of these volatile players. A great game, one game, the next game he kind of comes crashing down to earth. Today, we're hoping that he comes crashing down to earth because we're looking at taking the under on Coby White's 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. If we go down here to the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, guys, you can see that he's got about a 53.7% chance of staying under, 35.5 PRA. Almost every single sports book out there has him at 34.5 PRA, which indicates that their lines makers, who are typically pretty good at their jobs and sharp at what they do, think that he's going to land on 34 to 35 points, rebounds, and assists. And obviously 35 is less than 35.5. So of course we want to be thinking about taking the under here. There's value in this line being so high at 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Again, back over to PropStack Cash, you can see that Coby White, like I said, been a little bit volatile here. When we look over the entire course of the season, 29.7 points, rebounds, and assists per game on average. He's only gone over in 16 out of 61 games. That's just a 26% hit rate when it comes to covering this line of 35.5 PRA. And then you kind of look at a more recent sample size, last 15, not a very good hit rate there either. 5 out of 15, 33%. Hit rate, 33.2 PRA per average, which is more than 2 points, rebounds, and assists lower than his line today of 35.5. So Coby White coming off a big game, but if you look at the previous 5 games, 26, 26, 21, 34, and 27, like I said, he's been a guy that more often than not lately has been going under, but it's one of those teams, one of those situations where any given night, one of these different guys could step up. It could be a Coby White night. It could be an Ayo Dosunmu night. It could be a Nikola Vucevic or DeMar DeRozan night. You just never know with the Chicago Bulls, but I think with the data that we see here, that the obvious option would be to think about taking the under. So let's get you some projections. We're going to go back over to RotoWire and type in Coby White's name. And you can see that as far as Coby White plays are concerned, well, almost every single way that you can play Coby White player props today, RotoWire projection system says lean toward the under, lean toward the less. And so the top play for an under would be the PRA. He's projected for just 34.1, but the hit rates, the projections, the other DFS pick'em sites, and the sports books are all leaning toward the under, all indicating that this 35.5 PRA line is just too darn high. And I think it does get bumped down to maybe 35 or 34.5 before this game tips off tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So that's a good projection if you're thinking about taking the under. What about over here on Fantasy Labs in the Action Labs projection tool? We'll type in Coby White's name there. You can see he's at 33.8, which again puts him under 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists here. So for me, Coby White would be an under option. If you think about taking the over, you probably don't want to take the over here on PrizePicks. You probably want to save taking a risky play like Coby White over 35.5 PRA out on a sports book or a site like Sleeper that has multipliers in place that pay you for taking on more risk. And I think taking the over on 35.5 PRA for Coby White is taking on more risk. Chet Holmgren here of the Oklahoma City Thunder, our last pick, 24.5 points and rebounds. I'm sure he's sitting back and watching Victor Wembanyama trying to run away with this Rookie of the Year award. Hopefully we get a motivated Chet Holmgren tonight as they take on the Portland Trail Blazers. This should be an advantageous matchup for rookie Chet Holmgren here. So we're thinking about taking the over on Chet at 24.5 points and rebounds. So going back to the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, this is going to give you an idea of what the true odds of Chet Holmgren covering this line are. And at 24.5 points and rebounds, you got almost a 54% chance. You see it right on the screen in front of you here. I'm not making these numbers up. I'm reading off of a screen so you can see it for yourself. He is at 25.5 points and rebounds on darn near every single sports book out there. So again, the lines makers who make these lines on the sports books, they think Chet Holmgren's going to land on 25 to 26 points and rebounds. And so for us getting him at 24.5, that is a heck of a deal. We're paying less. And who doesn't like to pay less? Why pay more when you can pay less? So we're paying less here on Chet Holmgren at 24.5 points and rebounds. And just taking a look at where he's been this season at 24.5 points and rebounds, he's done a pretty darn good job, especially when you look at the more recent sample sizes here. The last 15 games, 60%, not bad. I usually like to play props that are hitting at about a 60% or better clip, and we're getting that right here with Chet Holmgren. Even the last 10 games, 60%. Last 5 games, 60% as well. You look at the head-to-head matchups against Portland. Have they been sexy? Have they been favorable? Not really. He's had 22, 23, and 18 versus Portland. So that could be hopefully not a sign of things to come. This is maybe the more riskier play out of them all. If you don't like this particular pick, there was another Chet Holmgren play that kind of caught my eye where you can take the Chet Holmgren rebounds here at 9.5, and instead of taking the over on the rebounds for Chet Holmgren, we're actually looking like a better play for the under, so that could be a pivot move. So if you don't like Holmgren over 24.5 PR because of the historical head-to-head matchups, then you could also pivot over to the under or less on the rebounds at 9.5. But nonetheless, let's look at some projections for Chet Holmgren, and we'll wrap this video up for you guys. The top overplay for Chet Holmgren is going to be the points and rebounds, projecting for 26.6 on a line of 24.5. I did mention taking potentially the under on just the rebounds. He's projected for exactly 9.5 rebounds over here on RotoWire. They say you should lean toward the less on the rebounds. So you got 2 different ways you could play Chet Holmgren. And then we're going to swing it on over here to Fantasy Labs and get you a projection on their site. 26.4 is the projected points and rebounds, putting him over the line of 24.5 by nearly 2 points and rebounds. And then again, if you want to take the under on the boards, just the boards, at 9.5 on PrizePicks, he's projected for 8.7 here on the Fantasy Labs Action Labs projection model. So that would be Holmgren for either more on the 24.5 PR or less on the 9.5 rebounds. But there's 3 to 4 different options depending on which way or which picks you want to go with. All right, guys, let me know. What are you thinking down in the comments section below? Are you liking any of these picks, hating them? I like to get your feedback. I like to hear why you love or hate any of the picks here. If you decide to tail, good luck. If not, no hard feelings. Win or lose, rain or shine, I'll be back with another PrizePicks video before you know it. All right, guys? Good luck on all your picks, plays, and parlays, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.